Do I have the official Charlie Kirk murder story correct? Just before the shooting, Charlie Kirk gently questions Zionist ideology in an interview with Ben Shapiro, a personal friend of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Then, September 10th. A guy asks Kirk about gun violence at a college campus event. As he begins to respond, the suspect, who was spotted a 3-hour and 40 minutes drive away as of 2 hours prior, and who planned the attack for about a week, professionally sniped the artery of a moving target, Kirk, using a hunting rifle from 130 meters away with no past shooting experience. Kirk's neck explodes into a bloody fountain as he falls limp onto the courtyard shaped like a Jewish menorah. Somebody with a rifle sling is spotted walking away from the scene. The suspect runs and then jumps off the multi-story roof and lands without breaking a single bone, which is captured on video by a drone that was conveniently watching the area. He leaves a palm print on the building along with smudges of his DNA. The camera behind Kirk then bursts into smoke for no reason. Random people rush to Kirk and drag him away towards who knows where, and nothing is heard about him until 2 hours later when he's announced to be dead by the president instead of a coroner or the family. No autopsy, hospital records, etc. are released. Asked how he is handling the attack, the president responds by describing the ballroom he is having built in the White House. The airspace around the university is kept open, and a plane registered to a city named identically to a radical Zionist organization, Lehi, is allowed to fly away from the area as it turns off its radar for no reason. Video of the murder is immediately pushed into everyone's social media feed on every platform, despite advanced and automated systems existing to preemptively hold such violent content. Immediately after the murder, a man, George Zinn, a self-proclaimed 9/11 witness and certainly not a pseudonym, begins screaming that he committed the murder. FBI agents arrive to interrogate him and he instantly admits he has child porn on his phone, however says he didn't actually commit the murder. A note from the ATF leaks saying there was transgender ideology engraved on the bullets. Steven Crowder, who had a past feud with Ben Shapiro, is then subpoenaed by the ATF for leaking this note that contained the false information for no discernible reason. The actual engraving is later revealed to be "Notices bulges, oh whoa what's this?" a reference to furry online roleplay, and, "If you read this, you are gay LMAO." The governor of Utah makes sure to read these aloud on television. An eyewitness who tries to tell a local news reporter about the attack is dragged away on camera screaming, "Get off of me," while he's in the middle of speaking. As the suspect is on the run from the police, he texts his transgender roommate with a confession he is the perpetrator, calls his roommate his lover, is sure to mention the engraved bullets, and other incriminating information. He is actively watching the news somehow and makes sure to exonerate Zinn in a message as just some old crazy dude. He jokes to his Discord friends he has a doppelganger trying to frame him. After successfully escaping the police, he posts a paragraph-long message saying he committed the crime and will turn himself into his sheriff friend, after which he again became uncooperative for no apparent reason. FBI Director Kash Patel later announces that after a 33-hour manhunt, they found the suspect. He says he'll meet Kirk in Valhalla, a reference to Norse pagan religion, despite Patel being Hindu and Kirk having been Christian. He says they found a note that no longer existed confessing to the crime, but for which they found evidence the note previously existed. Then the suspect's transgender roommate, who has an online username with 8200, a possible reference to Israeli Unit 8200 for clandestine cyber operations, suddenly phases into existence. A book called The Shooting of Charlie Kirk, that was published to Amazon the day before the shooting, September 9th, is discovered. Numerous posts made online suggesting foreknowledge of the attack are discovered. The chief rabbi of Israel announces he sent a letter of condolences to Kirk's family, and the date written on it is September 2nd, a week before the shooting. The Jewish religious calendar date on the same letter also equates to September 2nd. After this is noticed, several news sites delete the original version and replace it with a new one that says September 12th. Some of the original versions are left online, such as on the website Israel Hayom. A post resurfaces from before the murder of Tommy Borum saying, if Charlie turned heel on Israel, they would have someone shoot him at an open-air event. A separate post from before the murder resurfaces of Harrison H. Smith saying, I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. Several people are recorded tampering with the murder scene. One person is arrested for trespassing and obstruction of justice for entering the murder scene after police tape was set. The Prime Minister of Israel quickly gives his condolences for the attack. He denies that Israel committed the murder multiple times, including the day after the attack. In fact, he claims radical Islamists had something to do with the murder. The ADL and United States Holocaust Memorial Museum issue statements on the 11th/12th condemning conspiracy theories that Israel committed the attack. The Israeli military releases a photo of a bomb to be dropped on Gaza that has, "In memory of Charlie Kirk," written on it. Reports emerged that Kirk was clashing with the Prime Minister of Israel behind the scenes, including that he rejected Israeli government funding just before the attack and was afraid Israel would murder him. The most notorious critic of Jews in the country, who has allegations of being a federal agent, suddenly demands everyone stop accusing Israel of committing the attack. He is instantly omitted from a new ADL report about anti-Semitism. Ben Shapiro announces he will be filling in for Kirk's role, and says he will invest $1 million in Kirk's organization, Turning Point USA. The government announces it will create hate speech laws to stop people celebrating the attack. Israeli surveillance company Cyberwell immediately thereafter announces it will create new technology to monitor everything on social media to stop hate speech. The United States Senate unanimously votes to declare a Charlie Kirk Day, without a single example of dissent. Reports emerge that the United States military wants to use Kirk's death to recruit young men into the army. A bill is proposed to allow Marco Rubio to revoke passports for U.S. citizens who criticize Israel, and Rubio visits Israel. Multiple members of United States Congress begin advocating for the First Amendment to the Constitution to be nullified.